Is there a human world version of Discord? I'm not so sure. The human world seems to have a version of every equestrian creature, but we don't know if Discord is even from Equestria. He could be older than Equestria itself for all we know. I mean, we've seen what kind of non-equestrian creatures he's befriended over the centuries, and he certainly doesn't live in Equestria, so I'm inclined to think the human world doesn't have its own Discord. But that doesn't mean Discord couldn't go to the human world. In fact, the evidence suggests he already has. Here's a question for you. What would happen if Discord went through the portal to the human world? Would he separate into all his components and disperse? Or maybe he'd turn into a human? Possibly. But if Discord doesn't make sense in Equestria, what's to say he'd make sense anywhere else? When it comes to Discord, I think he'd take the form of whatever form he wants to take. Nameless says a being as powerful as Discord going through the portal might just be able to sense the transformation magic and say no to it. Plus, it's Discord. He wouldn't need the mirror in the first place. He could take the form of a human if he wanted, but there's no reason Discord would have to change. As it happens, I think this is the form he was in when he went to the human world. And all that comes from one small but intriguing piece of evidence. With the portal now open indefinitely and the Sirens recently defeated, the main six were able to spend an evening together at a carnival. Shenanigans ensued, but one moment in particular caught me off guard. Twilight held out a Discord plushie, to which Fluttershy whacked it out of her hands. For something that happened in just 1 second, there's a lot to unpack here. Obviously, Twilight knows about Discord. She'd been through a lot with him by this point. So it wouldn't be surprising if she had made this plushie, but it's implied that she won it at the fair. Why would the fair have Discord plushies? The simplest explanation I can think of would be if the plushie was originally a stuffed bear or something, and Discord dropped by to poof it into his own image. It might be as easy as that. But we also have to consider the possibility that this plushie, as we saw it, was designed and manufactured by other humans. Meaning Twilight's not the only person in this world who knows about Discord. Now that is a can of worms. I can think of 2 different ways humans may have learned about Discord. First, Twilight told about him. She described his likeness and he became public knowledge through her. This could explain Fluttershy's reaction. While she was unwilling to whack the moles, she had no problem whacking Discord. Maybe that's because Twilight told her of his history with manipulating animals. Even if Twilight also explained his reformation, this Fluttershy can't personally attest to that. Of course, Fluttershy's reaction could have a much simpler explanation. She loves nature, not so much freaks of nature. Both of these explanations match what we know about Fluttershy, so we don't know if Twilight ever talked about Discord to her, let alone the rest of the world. If she didn't, that brings us to the second and more fun possibility, that Discord has made appearances in this world. People have seen him, and through these sightings, he's become a well-established figure. Come on, isn't this exactly what you'd expect from Discord? Going to a nice and orderly world just to mess with people? I like to think he got an early start, appearing to ancient humans and thus establishing himself in their mythology. That would mean this plushie is a depiction of an ancient legend, and there's probably tales and rumors of the craziness this mythological beast would bring. It's even possible he still messes with humans today, perhaps using different forms depending on what his goal is. All of this is perfectly consistent with Discord's nature. However, it would bring up the question of Twilight's reaction, or lack thereof. Shouldn't she be surprised to see a plushie of Discord, especially if she hadn't mentioned a word about him? Not necessarily. I think Twilight would be just as unsurprised as I would be to find that Discord had meddled in human affairs. Or maybe she just didn't consider the plushie's implications in the high of the moment. Not everyone picks apart tiny details like I do. Unfortunately, this 1 second of material isn't nearly enough to tell us what's actually going on here. I'd ask the Spirit of Chaos himself, but he must not be getting my letters. One way or another, I think Discord is to blame for this. But what do you think? Has Discord visited the human world? What did he do? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. If you want to support this channel financially, check out my perks at patreon.com/sawtoothwaves. And thank you so much to everyone who already has, especially my Alicorn tier patrons. The nameless one, Equinox 3141, Darth Sylar 12, Petrolhead 02, Cyanax, Princess Starglow, Allison H, Grimeclips, and the winner of this week's Alicorn raffle, Gilded Page. Congrats, and thanks again for everyone's support. Y'all help make this channel possible. I'm Sawtooth Wave signing out until next Friday. Why not? Brohoof.